582-9933-866. 582-9933. If you're listening to the podcast, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Let's go to California and talk to Alfonso about a question about his large intestine. Hey, Alfonso, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi.
Hello. What's happening?
Yes.
How's it going?
Yes, I am Alfonso. Hello?
Hello, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I'm not calling from California. I'm calling from Arizona.
Oh, I'm sorry. My producer got it wrong. Arizona. That's better, I think, than California. What part of Arizona?
Queen Creek.
Yeah, very nice.
You met here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, were you at my lecture?
No, I missed him because my son was sick. Now my wife is sick.
Oh, ouch. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, how can I help, Alfonso? Thanks for the call.
Okay, I already taken your products.
Great.
The apple juice with calcium.
Yeah, great.
And I feel good. But my wife she's who has problems.
Yeah, okay.
I took her to the doctor last weekend, and they took X-rays and ultrasounds, and she's stomach, and she has his intestine irritated.
She said her intestines are irritated?
Yes. And
well,
she has problems from the colon.
All right, so she said she had irritation in her colon?
And her colon, too, because when she goes to the bathroom, it's bloody. A little bit, sometimes bloody.
Oh, yeah, so she has colitis. Okay, so here's what we need to do. Are you familiar with our list of 10 bad foods?
Yes, I know about the 10 bad foods.
All right, so it's the first 4 that are hurting her colon: wheat, barley, rye, and oats.
Okay, wheat, barley, okay.
She needs to stop eating those immediately, because if she does not, no matter how many vitamins we give her, her system is not going to be able to recover. Because, you know, it's kind of like, if I put diesel fuel into an unleaded engine, the car wouldn't run very good if it ran at all. And there's nothing wrong with the car, you just put the wrong fuel in it. Well, it's the same with the human body. When you put wheat, barley, rye, and oats into the body over time, the intestinal tract and the colon start to become hurt. And so she really needs to stop eating these foods immediately. Does that make sense, right?
Yes, sense, because I am a mechanic.
Well, there you go. All right, so you know better than most, right? All right, so the next thing we need to do is there's a supplement that Longevity has that helps to ease the inflammation in the colon. It's called Mackey Plus. M like Mary, A, Q, U, I. M like Mary, A like Apple, Q like Queen, U, I. Mackey Plus. I'd like to see her get 2 bottles of the Mackey Plus, please, and give her 1 ounce of the Mackey Plus 3 times a day until it's empty, until it's gone. 1 ounce 3 times a day until it's gone.
3 times a day, okay?
Okay. And also give her 1 healthy digestion pack. 1 healthy digestion pack.
Okay.
And 2 bottles of selenium. 1 healthy digestion pack and 2 bottles of selenium. And the Mackey Plus. And have her stop eating the 10 bad foods. She should experience almost immediate relief when she stops eating the 10 bad foods. The Mackey Plus will be of great benefit to her, and then over time, this should slowly start to get better. Kind of, you know, it's like if you plant a tomato seed on Monday, you're not going to expect to be eating a tomato on Tuesday, right? But 6 months from now, you can expect 3 months from now, depending on the climate, you can expect to be eating a tomato, and that's how medical nutrition goes. But we have to take it 1 day at a time, and then 1 week at a time, and then 1 month at a time.
Okay.
So she really has to stop eating these foods, man, or this is going to continue to happen, and it's going to get worse. But I'm assuming that you've experienced some benefit yourself, or what's it been like for you?
going to experience. I got the best digestion in my system.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Come again?
Just in the healthy pack.
Yeah.
I have 3 weeks taken, and I feel better.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, the best is yet to come because the body fixes itself a little bit, 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 and then before you know it, everything's better. So all you need to do, Alfonso, is maintain the discipline and really just make sure that your diet is super clean. Just stop eating those bad foods. You're going to feel much better, and so will your wife. Thanks so much for the phone call, Alfonso. Keep up the good work down there in Arizona. So, ladies and gentlemen, Longevity Nation exists in order to populate our message of health recovery through science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. What we bring to the table are science-based, clinically verified, boilerplate, foundation medical nutrition protocols for the masses. Now, every once in a while, somebody is going to need extra special help. Somebody is going to need extra special guidance. Somebody is going to actually need a consultation with a naturopathic doctor. But those people are few and far between. Our intention here is to deliver science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition protocols for the masses. Kind of like what happened in Western civilization centuries ago when they figured out that having good water and good sewage was a good idea. Once people started bathing regularly, once people started paying attention to the purity of their water source, and once communities started getting it together to develop waste elimination programs so that you weren't pooping upstream and drinking downstream, right? You weren't peeing upstream and drinking downstream. When we stopped all that, we dramatically increased our lifespan and dramatically increased our health across the board. As a matter of fact, the leading killer of people on the planet right now is bad water. It's bad water. It's the leading killer. Kills more people than MDs. Bad water. So, you know, we are on the cutting edge. We are. This is the tip of the spear of change. The tip of the spear of medical change. Because what we're educating people about is a number of things. Number one, your body has a soul. Number two, the soul gives to your body intelligence. And number three, the intelligence that your body has knows how to maintain the structure and the function of your body. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body wants to fix itself, and this information, this wisdom, this intelligence is given to the body by the presence of the soul inside the body. Now, if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in the soul, then I can't help you, and you're out of luck. Our entire proposition here is based upon the fundamental notion that there is, in fact, a soul. There is something metaphysical, a metaphysically unseen force, which existed before you were born and which will persist once the body dies. Your true essence, whatever it was that brings light to the eyes of the living, whatever it was that persists after death and which existed before birth, the birth of the body, which every major world religion refers to as the soul, this presence of the soul in the body delivers to the body intelligence. So your body knows how to fix itself, your body wants to fix itself, and that information is delivered to it by the presence of the soul, which the MD does not believe exists. So, number one, your body knows how to fix itself. Number two, your body wants to fix itself. And number three, your body can fix itself most of the time if you give the body the raw materials it needs to fix itself. So, in the same way that human civilization advanced by learning how to develop sewage treatment facilities and proper waste elimination and learning how to clean up the water supply, just those two things made a radical difference in the longevity and the health of the human species. Well, science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition for the masses does exactly the same thing, but better. It's the next step, if you would, in human evolution. I don't even want to say evolution because it's not really an evolutionary thing. It's just grabbing onto science, right? It's accepting medical science. It's appreciating and then accepting, appreciating, understanding, and trying, and then accepting medical science. That's the progression that it goes in. First, members of my profession are ostracized and called quacks. And then more and more people start to see benefit from what we do, and then we're not so much quacks anymore, but we're not really mainstream. And then we become mainstream, and then our stuff becomes just common knowledge. And, just like you have a sewage system in your town, you don't even know how that happened. It just has always been there, and you take it for granted. Well, 100 years from now, people are going to take everything that we talk about now for granted. It's going to be part of the collective consciousness. This is how society grows and moves forward. But make no bones about it. Have no doubts about it. Longevity Nation is the tip of the spear of the evolution of human, of the physical bodies of humanity. It is. Because we talk about simple solutions that people can adopt today, right now, immediately. Number one, change your diet. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. That costs nothing. Actually, that has a positive cash flow there because you're going to be eliminating stuff from your diet, which means you're going to be saving money every month in food. So it's a positive cash flow. You don't lose any money, you gain money. Stop eating the 10 bad foods, number one. Number two, get on board with the appropriate healthy pack and selenium for your body weight. Number three, get out of the way and let the healing begin. There's a lot of inertia built into the human brain, apparently. Years ago they threw Galileo in prison because he came out and said that it's the sun that's at the center of the solar system, not the Earth. Holy smokes, we can't have that, Galileo. So they threw him in prison till he recanted. Then a guy comes along and he says that medical doctor comes along. His name escapes me. I'll think of it in a second. He comes along and says obstetricians who deliver babies should wash their hands before delivering babies, and in so doing, they will eliminate childbed fever, which was a scourge in the 19th century. And they, discredit him and kick him out of medicine and defraud him. And he basically ends up committing suicide because he's so morally distraught because he knew the truth and he told the truth and everybody in the world said he was crazy. And now we accept the fact of microbes, as a thing. And then after that, somebody said, well, you need to take this herbal medicine in order to help your body fix itself. And medical science rose up and said, no, that's not what you need to do. You need to take an extract of the herbal medicine and you need to bring it into a laboratory and you need to make it into a man-made substance. That's what you need. You need to tack a hydroxyl group or a hydrogen group onto one component of the biochemical in the herb and sell that at a profit. That's how you need to make medicine. By the way, most pharmacological substances are made from plants. So why don't they just give you the plant? Why don't they just give you herbal medicine? By the way, one of the largest selling medicines in the world is ginkgo biloba, Hypericum perfoliatum. It's a antidepressant herbal medicine. It's giant sales in Europe. The Germans, through something called the German Commission E, are light years ahead of the rest of the world in their formulation and preparation and dissemination of 100% herbal medical products. Did you know that? Hypericum perfoliatum, look it up. Do a Google search. H like Harry, Y, P like Peter, E, R like Roger, I, C-U-M, Hypericum, herbal for antidepressant. Check out the stats. You'll be amazed. But most pharmaceutical drugs came from something in the plant kingdom. But rather than just extracting the biochemicals from the plant and putting them in a capsule and giving them to patients, man thinks he's smarter than nature. The scientist, the MD, thinks he's smarter than nature. So what the pharmaceutical industry does is they'll chemically analyze the plant, and there's maybe 100 different phytochemicals in the plant, all of which work together in harmony to bring about the desired result. But the reductionistic MD pharmacist discounts all of that, and they focus in on the top dog biochemical. There's one big bad voodoo daddy biochemical in there which is predominant. And so they will extract that and synthesize it medicinally. They will synthesize it medicinally, and then they'll tack a hydrogen group or a hydroxy group onto the end of it so that they come up with a man-made medicine, something that's never existed before in nature. Now, why on earth would they do that? Because you cannot patent a naturally occurring substance. So if you just trusted in nature and took the biochemical out of the plant, synthesized that, put it in a capsule, and gave it to the masses of suffering humanity, there's no profit in that because anybody can do that. But when you take one of the components, one of the chemical components from the plant, just one, throw away all the others, and then tack some extra stuff onto that molecule in the lab so that it's a molecule that's never existed before, you can sell that baby for a profit. And then we wonder why there are so many side effects inherent in pharmacological medicine. This is why. Because the MDs are insane. They believe that they're smarter than nature. They believe that they're smarter than God. And, you know, since they monopolize the industry, nobody holds their feet to the fire when they kill you. Point in fact, thalidomide. Thousands of birth defect babies. Point in fact, Premarin. Hundreds of thousands of cases of breast cancer, uterine cancer, and thrombophlebitis as a side effect of a drug prescribed for a non-medical condition. Vioxx. 500,000 people died because man tries to outsmart nature. Well, not man. Your MD tries to outsmart nature. One more reason, ladies and gentlemen, to fire your MD. Have you done it yet? I want you to. I need you to. I want everybody on your block to be the first person on your block to fire your MD. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here with you. Wednesday, the 6th day of November 2013. Now, remember, I practice holistic medicine. MDs practice reductionistic medicine. MDs are trained in a reductionistic philosophy. Naturopathic physicians, every other physician in the world, the naturopath, the homeopath, the Ayurvedic practitioner, traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncturist, chiropractor, we're all trained in the holistic methodology. The only profession hanging on for dear life to old-fashioned, outdated Machiavellian reductionism are the MDs. Now, holism argues that the body is a complex system of interrelated parts, and that when you are attempting to intervene with a physical body, you must attend to the system. MDs practicing reductionistic medicine, being trained in a reductionistic philosophy, are trained to believe that the body is a machine of parts, and it's the doctor's job to pay attention to the part. This is why when you go to the MD, you're lucky if you spend 2 minutes with the doctor. The rest of the time is spent with all of this technological discovery, the intention of which is to break your body down to its smallest part, right? So you get an X-ray, you get a CT, you get an MRI, you get another CT, you get another CT, you get another CT. You get blood work, you get urinalysis, you get stool analysis, they have you spit in a cup, they'll do a genetic swab, they do diagnostic discovery to break your body down into the smallest piece that they can find that has trouble. And then once they have identified a piece of the body that's in trouble, they're trained to surgically remove it or deliver a drug to manage it. They're not trained to cure it, right? So what do? They'll take your appendix out, they'll take your gallbladder out, they'll take your kidney out, they'll take your colon out. Oh, you don't need that colon, just put a bag in its place. They'll take your bladder out. You don't need that bladder, just put a tube in its place. Reductionism argues that the body is a machine made of parts, and I don't know if you were ever a Star Trek fan, but in the series Star Trek The Next Generation, the nemesis of Starfleet was a race of people who were half human, half machine. They're half human, half machine. This is the ideal of perfection of the human species from the reductionistic point of view. Half man, half machine. Before you know it, they're going to be talking about synthesizing fake kidneys. And, they've already put artificial hearts in the body. Heart-lung machines, for goodness sake. People have artificial kidneys. That's what a dialysis treatment is. This is the MD's treatment strategy, is to identify a piece of the body that's in trouble and then surgically remove it or deliver a drug to medicate it. Now, this type of a strategy, of course, is really aptly suited for trauma and surgery. Surgery when it's necessary and trauma care. Well, geez, Louise, I got a bullet in my arm. It doesn't get any more reductionistic than that. My left vena cava is bleeding. Holy smokes, it doesn't get any more reductionistic than that. I've got a tuberculosis organism in my lungs. Well, that's pretty reductionistic. This is what the MD is well suited for, but when you bring a reductionistic treatment to bear on a holistic organism for a chronic disease, the MD's treatments must fail. They must, and that's why they fail. And, the reason that they fail is twofold. Number one, because they're bringing a reductionistic philosophy of treatment to bear on a holistic system. It's always going to screw something up. And number two, the medicines that they use are man-made and synthetic, delivered to a highly complex system of millions of interacting biochemicals all the time. It's like throwing a wrench into a complex set of gears and then wondering why a part of the clock stopped working. Well, because you threw a wrench into it, you knucklehead. But the MD's hubris and arrogance will disavow them from seeing or even considering the fact that it's their philosophy which is at fault. Point in fact, this again, extracted from Medscape. It's an interview with Laura J. Esserman, MD. Dr. Esserman is MD reductionist par excellence. She's a surgeon and breast cancer oncology specialist and director of the University of California, San Francisco, Carol Frank Buck Breast Care Center. Holy smokes. She co-leads the breast oncology program, the largest in the UCSF Helen Diller Comprehensive Cancer Center's multidisciplinary programs. She's a professor of surgery and radiology and faculty at the UCSF Helen Diller Family Comprehensive Cancer Treatment Center. This was an interview with her about the problems with the diagnostic array that MDs bring to bear on cancer. The title of this article, Cancer Screening, When Less is More. Overdiagnosis of cancer, I quote, overdiagnosis of cancer, i.e. detection of tumors that if left unattended would not become cancerous, has become a concern in the United States since it became apparent that screening programs designed to reduce the rate of late-stage disease and decrease cancer deaths have not performed as well as expected. Well, holy smokes, guess why? They also appear to have produced significant increases in early-stage disease without a proportional decline in later-stage disease. Recent studies have identified this problem, particularly in breast, prostate, and thyroid cancers. So, because the MDs, end quote, because the MDs are reductionistic, because their treatments revolve 100% of the time on distilling the body down to the smallest possible piece that's broken, and because the technology that's available now allows them to do that on an unbelievably microscopic scale, their diagnostic procedures now can red flag a tissue when 5 years ago, you couldn't even have known that that tissue existed. So the MDs go crazy for diagnosis, and they've, again, put the cart ahead of the horse because they didn't give enough time to see whether or not these early detection procedures actually detected cancers earlier, whether it was some other tissue that wouldn't turn into cancer. They didn't care about that. Because remember, they don't care about your health. All they care about is more treatments, more money, more profit. This is what their charge is. This is what their charter is, make more money. In March 2012, the National Cancer Institute, I continue, this article continues, I quote, in March 2012, the National Cancer Institute convened a workshop, oh, isn't that nice of them, to evaluate and discuss the potential approaches to the problem of overdiagnosis. Well, here's a good solution. Fire your MD. At that time, a working group was formed to develop a strategy to improve the current approach to cancer screening and prevention. And the resulting recommendations by the group were summarized in a Viewpoint article written in the Journal of the American Medical Association. In 2009, Drs. Esserman and Thompson called for a rethinking of prostate and breast cancer screening. That's 3 years ago. In part because of the overtreatment of indolent and low-risk lesions. This means that the MDs are treating tissue that didn't need to be treated. And there's nobody slapping their wrists, and there's no fines, and there's no excommunication from the MD world. All there is a fatter, heftier paycheck and more human suffering. In the latest article, they called for universal recognition that overdiagnosis is common and occurs more frequently with cancer screening. This suggestion has received unanimous support in the past. The authors made several recommendations, including a change in terminology, with the term cancer reserved only for lesions with a reasonable likelihood of lethal progression if left untreated. Now, all of this fancy-schmancy doctor talk means that the MDs have put the cart ahead of the horse. They have overdiagnosed people up the wazoo. And the overdiagnosis, their unbelievable overdiagnosis, which makes them money because the more diagnostic tests, the more money they make, their unbelievable overdiagnosis of human beings leads to expensive, needless, unnecessary, ineffective, dangerous treatments, which are filled with side effects. Now, imagine, if you would, young Jedi, what would happen if one chiropractor, if one naturopathic physician, if one herbalist ordered one diagnostic test too much, made a misdiagnosis based on the findings of the diagnostic tests, and prescribed a treatment which hurt the patient. Didn't kill him, hurt him. We'd be exiled. You know, we'd be shipped out to a deserted island in the South Pacific inhabited by rabid dogs and left there to die. That's what would happen to us. We'd be pilloried in the town square. It'd be all over USA Today. Oh, those naturopaths, can't trust them with a 10-foot pole. Oh, those chiropractors. Oh, those herbalists. Oh, those homeopaths. Look what they did to this one poor person. Meanwhile, 12 women a day die from overdoses of MD-prescribed pain medications. Nobody blinks an eyelash. Meanwhile, 780,000 people a year die from MD-directed medical therapeutics, either as a direct or an indirect result of their incompetence. And nobody goes to jail, nobody bats an eyelash, nobody's fined. Meanwhile, drug companies are fined billions of dollars by the Food and Drug Administration, and yet they are categorized as too big to jail. Too big to jail, so let's just fine them. Put some money in the government coffers, but let the drug companies that messed people up into the bargain get away scot-free. Well, not scot-free. They had to cough up 3 months' worth of profits, which is to a multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical company, a drop in the bucket. This is the world that we inhabit currently, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, it's time that you just picked your head up out of the sand, dusted yourself off, took a look around and said, you know what, man, enough is enough. I'm drawing a line in the sand, and I'm going to fire my MD. You know what? That's too much energy. I'm just never going to go see him again. I'm not going to fire him. I'm just going to ignore them. And to protect myself, I'm going to join Longevity. I'm going to become a Dr. Glidden insider. I'm going to educate myself about the simple steps necessary that I must take every day to support and promote the structure and function of my body, to give my body the raw materials that it needs, to support the body's God-given soul force intelligence, which says, you know what, the body knows how to fix itself. The body wants to fix itself. My body was so smart it grew itself all by itself from a single-celled organism into me, so I'm going to bet the house on the soul force and the intelligence of the body. I'm going to educate myself the same way that my ancestors educated themselves about cleaning up their water and cleaning up their sewage. I'm going to educate myself about cleaning up my diet and giving my body the nutrients it needs. And I'm going to go tell the medical doctor to pound sand because their therapeutics do not work and their industry is completely unable to police itself. And oh, by the way, my people are destroyed by lack of knowledge. Enough is enough. I'm going to change the world with Longevity. Our mission is simple: to teach people how to achieve optimal health naturally without drugs or surgery. If you are among the growing population of concerned people who are fed up with the current state of affairs, then you've come to the right place. Those who find my information are part of a growing movement of health-conscious people who've had it with the limited and broken healthcare system that exists currently in North America and all around the world. People are sick and tired of being given drugs and surgery for their ailments and feel year after year that they're getting sicker and sicker while under their MD's care. If you're tired of taking drugs designed to simply manage your symptoms instead of giving your body the ability, the stuff it needs to heal itself, then you will love the information that I bring to the table. I'm reading this directly off of my website. Many people who are looking for a better way, a natural solution that is results-oriented, science-based, and clinically verified, come to find that my information has the answers they are looking for. I'm a licensed physician with 25 years of clinical experience. Does this all seem grandiose for you? What are you talking about? Change the world? Well, I am talking about that because I have a long view in mind. I can see it. If you've sat behind my desk for 25 years, you'd see it too. There is a new wave of medicine sweeping across the world, and at the tip of that spear is Longevity. Now, you don't have to get involved with you don't have to become a member of the revolution. It's not required. It's not necessary. You can just become a customer, get the supplements, get your health back, get a little education, become a Dr. Glidden insider, sign up for a couple of months or a year of my insider health recovery webinars. 4 hours of live webinars a week, 100+ hours of archived health material available at a point and a click away, $20 a month. And I bet that beats your medical insurance premium by a long haul. So just get the supplements if, changing the world intimidates you. And I can understand why it would, but this is what's going to happen inevitably. When you tell the truth long enough, it's only a matter of time until people start to come around. And that's all that's necessary to change the world. All that we need is a handful of people telling the truth and encouraging the people that learn the truth to do the same. That's what we are up to. But you don't need to engage with us on that level. I wish that you would. I'm not talking about, rioting in Washington, D.C. I'm talking about talking to 10 people a week, committing to talking to 10 people a week about what we're up to. That's it. But if that's too much for you, then I understand, and it's a free world, and we're not going to pull teeth here, so there's another way that you can interface with us. That's just as a customer. So give us a call, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Talk to one of Team Glidden's reps, and they'll hold your hand and tell you what we recommend you do to support and promote the structure and function of your body, given whatever is going on with your health, and we'll sell you the stuff at the wholesale price. Tell you how to take it for free. This is how we work, ladies and gentlemen. We're lifting the world up one person at a time. Lifting the world up one person at a time, and we need your help. You're tired of your bank account being, lower than low tide? Well, I've been there. I know what that's like. It ain't no fun. You want to make a couple of extra $100 a month, want to make $1,000 a month? You join us. I can show you how to be making $1,000 a month within 3 months. If you're ready, willing, and able to take the plunge, take the plunge. FireYourMDNow.com. Give us a call, 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696. That's the number to call if you're listening to the podcast, and or if you would like to talk to one of Team Glidden's reps about the longevity health opportunity and or the longevity business opportunity. We are here to serve you to whatever degree you feel is necessary. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health, thanking you so much for spending another afternoon with yours truly. Remember, ultimately, it's down to you. You are the last best hope your friends, family members, church members, and community members have to live a long, healthy, and wealthy life. Let us show you how to lift your community up into health while lifting yourself up into wealth, and that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Over and out, ladies and gentlemen. God willing, back in the saddle tomorrow. Till then, live long and prosper.